Even the best paint, when spread too thin, doesn't work very well. And the same is true for us as humans. If we spread ourselves too thin over too many commitments over too much time, we don't really become all that useful. Now, it seems as though fall has officially arrived. The weather has turned from a nice, balmy, warm summer weather to rather chilly at night and even during the day. Personally, this is my favorite weather, but it's not for everybody, but that's the way things are now. We mostly have to walk around in sweaters, or at least have them close. School has started, and our programs at various churches and other institutions or associations have started as well. And we start to think about what it means to schedule our lives as we move into this season, as we put sports and other events and community associations, and we think about whether we can volunteer in different places in service clubs or for the Parent Teachers Association or for different boards or other kinds of things. And it becomes an opportunity for us to think about how full our schedules really should be. Now, too full of a schedule just isn't good, because then we spread ourselves too thin and we can't really invest in particular places that we are seeking to join. And we become more just participants, and we kind of stay on the top of whatever communities that we are connected to, and we don't feel maybe like we actually belong, and we're not making a deep commitment or a difference in those particular spaces. So I want to give you a couple of encouragements as you think about what it means to schedule your life and the life of your children, or maybe as you think about ways to engage with your grandchildren, or maybe your own schedule if you're a student and you're thinking about what it looks like to join sports or maybe go to other particular things. I want to give you two encouragements. Now, the first one shouldn't be a surprise, but make sure you leave some space for recreation. As a Christian, I believe one of the main reasons why God said that we needed to have a Sabbath day, a rest day, was because we were designed to work from our rest. We're designed to engage in some activities and spending time, particularly with God and with a community in which we can be refreshed and rejuvenated, reminded that our identity does not exist in what we can do, but in who we are because of who God has made us to be. And so we need some time in order to rest, to rejuvenate, to recoup. And perhaps maybe spending that and organizing our calendars and scheduling that ahead of time, or as one of our first priorities, would be really important. To shift it from resting from our work to working from our rest, and reminding ourselves that rest and recreation and making sure that we have enough energy to particularly do the things that we want to do is probably more important than what it is we actually do. And the second encouragement that I want to make to you is that you make community a key part of your schedule. Over the last number of years, this has been somewhat difficult to actually engage in a larger and a wider community, and this has caused us to have some societal issues. We make it difficult, or we may find it difficult now, to engage with people with whom we don't necessarily completely agree. We haven't been exposed to the skills of negotiating with people who think differently than we do, and yet we can still find some common ground. We have actually found it difficult to find common ground with people with whom we may disagree about certain kinds of things. And so ensuring that we make community a key part of our schedule moving forward, so it's not just about us or our particular family, but that we engage with those who are different from us in significant and intentional ways, is so helpful for us and for the society at large. Now, naturally, we at Woody Nook Church would love to have you engage with this particular community and to choose to participate in the different events and programs that we produce. But it's not because we just want more people in here. It's because as we engage more and the more we participate and reach into one another and connect with one another, the more we rub shoulders with one another, the more we can be able to develop those relationships with each other. It's hard to get to know someone when you don't spend any time with them. It's hard to develop good feelings for someone when you don't engage with them. It's hard to develop any kind of common ground when you don't even know what other people might be interested in or the ways in which God might be leading them into certain kinds of things. So as you think about what it means to schedule yourself this coming year, remember that you should not spread yourself too thin. Even the best paint spread too thin is not really worth a whole lot. So ensure that you schedule some time for recreation, for rejuvenation, for Sabbath, for rest. And make sure that you schedule in community activities, places where you can invest in a particular group of people.